So once again, this is 1964. 1964, I was 17 years old. I started looking at the thing like this. It was copper. The Romans did the same thing way back in the end of their empire. So what were they doing when they put copper in this thing? It's a law called Gresham's Law. What does Gresham's Law mean?
Bad money drives good money out of circulation.
So this money went into hiding. So I had bags of it. I used to go caddy, take my dollars, go to the bank and pull out all the real stuff and hide the real stuff. I didn't know what I was doing. I was 17 years old. I wasn't the brightest kid on the block, but I just knew this was fake. I mean, this was fake now. And then I come back from school a year later, my mother spent it. I said, anyway, is poor people don't know real money from fake money. So what happened in 781, this became debt. So I'm in our company, our Rich Dad, we encourage people to use debt.
I'm one of the few people who absolutely despise cash for buying gold. And you'd think just the opposite, that I couldn't wait to get cash. But banks don't want it. Try and deposit $20,000 or $50,000 in cash. They'll turn you away and say, well, we got to do this, that, and the other. And we've got to file this form, and we got to do that. Hey, I would rather have a bank wire than cash anytime.
I first started investing in silver in 1964 when I was in high school. And, I saw that dime had a copper tinge to it. I said, ¿Qué pasa? What are they doing? Well, that's called, what's that, fake money? And what they had done in 64, they took the silver out of the silver coins. That's what Gresham's Law kicks in, right? It says, when fake or bad money comes into the system, good money goes into hiding. Well, I'm like 15 or 16 years old in 64, and I go, what are they doing? And so I started taking my dollars to buy packets of dimes. I'd go through them, take out all the copper ones, turn the copper ones back into the bank, and keep the silver ones. So by the time I left for college, I had a bag full of real silver coins. I didn't know why, but that's Gresham's Law.
Let's say I acquire $1 million or $2 million in cash that the banks don't want to take. When this currency is repudiated, I'm going to be stuck. Just like the people in Germany were twice in the 20th century, that they were hauling wheelbarrows full of Deutschmarks for a basket of groceries.
And fake money brought Hitler to power. The Weimar Republic and the
Right.
Reichsmark and all this. Every time there's fake money, tyrants rise up because people know something is wrong. The trouble is our school system has brainwashed us to thinking this is money. So that's why this is not fiat, this is fake. And what's wiping people out today is they think this is real and this is fake. This distribution and accumulation. Price of silver is low, and silver and gold or oil, I'm accumulating. I've been accumulating since 72. I own more gold than most people, most of the gurus on TV. I own gold mines, silver mines, because I believe in this stuff, because this is God's money. This is fake money. So the reason people buy Bitcoin is the same reason I buy this and I buy this, is I don't trust this. It's the same reason. I want to say one last thing. I mean, these academic geniuses like Bernanke, the PhDs from academia, he destroyed our economy. Bernanke destroyed our economy by dropping interest rates so low and printing money. Now we're the biggest debtor nation in world history, and they give him the Nobel Prize. What is wrong with our country? What is wrong with us? And we're supposed to be the reserve currency of the world after 1944. Why don't we teach kids that? Why is our education system so corrupt? But that's the story of rich dad, poor dad. Poor people don't know the difference between real money and fake money. And that is what it comes down to. So it was in 71, this used to be a silver certificate. Now it's a Federal Reserve IOU. And then in 71, Nixon took the gold out of it. Johnson took this out of the silver certificate.
Yeah, I remember I was telling you that story the other night. I remember in 1964, where we're sitting around the TV, Johnson came on and said, silver has become too valuable to be used as money. And just as I'm sitting here, my dad said, that son of a, they're going to take the silver out and they're going to leave us this garbage coin.
Yeah.
And he didn't really understand it, but he got it. And from that point on, he saved silver coins. Where he had about $8,000 worth by the time he cashed them in 1980.
Yeah. And I was in South Carolina where I have a home. And this guy said that his father ran the theater. And his father said they're just yanking out all the silver coins. The lesson, again, is poor people don't know the difference between real money and fake money. And that's why in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I said the rich don't work for money because it's fake. The good news is the number one investment that everybody in the world can afford is silver. Everybody. And that's the good news. But will most people buy it? No, they'll save money instead. And they'll save money in spite of the fact that they're printing trillions of it. And I'll say it again, back in the 80s, I forgot when, I was buying silver at 50. And I thought I was Donald Trump, the damn thing crashed. So I bought more. And today I have tons of the stuff. I own silver mine, I own gold mines. Yeah. I own tons. Of course, they're in storage vaults all over the world because I don't trust, I don't trust the U.S. government, period. Anything the government can print, I don't want. It's that simple. A numismatic is like antique coins, and you have to be an expert at it. But a lot of times you'll go into a silver dealer or a gold dealer. I go to Jerry Williams here, American Precious Metals. And he has them, but he won't sell them to me because I know better. Yeah. That's like saying, well, this 1956 Ford is worth this. Well, I don't know anything about 56 Fords. It might be, it might not be, but I just want liquidity.
That's great.
I don't want to know about the potential value of it and of all these other reasons. Anybody tries to sell you a numismatic, I wouldn't say run, but you better get educated before you buy something. The biggest thing about gold and silver, it's world money. It's global money. You can carry it anywhere in the world, and there's a market for it. It's liquid. I can get in and out of it in a day. The trouble with real estate, and I love real estate, as you know, real estate is available for a different reason. It's debt and taxes. I buy a lot of real estate on debt, and I pay no taxes. But I save my money. I don't save dollars. I save gold and silver. Now, if I need the money, I can go to Jerry Williams, American Precious Metals, and I can, liquid. Yeah. I'll be liquid that day. Right. It gives me cash for it. Right. So that's for liquidity, where real estate is not liquid. And so those are some of the fine differences.